Blessings, everyone. I had an amazing dream last night, and it kind of felt very otherworldly, and so I felt a strong pull this morning to do a reading from the Lyran Oracle deck. And so I'm still really getting used to the energies of the Oracle, so I ask a little bit of patience with this one. I will be reading from the book and seeing whatever comes through, so I ask the guidance and wisdom of the ancients to please bring through a message for the highest good. Thank you, Source, for allowing me to be a vessel of light. I'm grateful. Okay. They're very strong when they come through. I can feel, I was listening to music for a while because that's usually what helps to bring them through, is the sound, the different, it's like different tones of ringing. It's not the same as the angels. It kind of sounds like a deeper tone. And that resonates very far above the head, where the angels feel like it's more surrounding. And so I'm just shuffling the deck a few times to get the energy. Okay, they're saying two. I'm just going to pull one from the deck, whatever comes up. Whoops. Okay, this one flew out. Sorry to grab it. Okay, this one is number 21, color spectrum, self-expression, movement, letting out emotions. And right away, I can feel that very strong. I'm hoping you could see this card. I don't seem to be having much luck with the video of this. But there is beautiful, there we go, beautiful swirls of color, and it almost looks like the sky, the clouds, and so much more. And I'm being drawn right away to the dot. And they're saying center point, center point, center point. So it's interesting because it reminds me, they're giving me the eye, the all-seeing eye, which is something I think a lot of people have been saying that they're seeing when they're getting images of the different color spectrums or clouds in the sky. They're seeing the all-seeing eye, and they're saying that this is how we connect, this is how we connect, we're seeing. And so I believe that's their way of letting us know that, along with the downloads and the different spectrums of light that they bring, they're also giving us the idea of like the Eye of Horus, where they're just watching. Okay, number 21. I'm just going to read from the book from this one because I'm still getting familiar. Okay. Begin to simply observe the reality you find yourself in, and you will soon be reminded how blessed one is to observe this fantastic display of color frequency that swirls around and illuminates all your reality. Vibrating at different octaves in the living field around you, these vibrations of color dance with your senses and influence the way that you interact with life itself. I'm getting chills because for the longest time I would tell everybody that I'm hearing the octaves of light. And a very long time ago, these beautiful ancients had came through. I used to call them the muses. And intergalactic muses, actually, they're correcting me. And they gave me a poem, The Octaves of the Sun. And I didn't understand exactly at the time what it meant. But I reading that, it verifies what they were trying to tell me. Each color adheres to a specific vibrational frequency, and through these pulsations, they interact with your auric field and soon enter into your physical temple to impact your health, emotions, well-being, and psyche. To be aware of your interaction with the color spectrums provides you with the ability to decode whether the environment around you is empowering your life or not. Know, dear starseed, that your environment, specifically the colors around you, are constantly interacting with your consciousness to influence all parts of your life. We deliver this communication as an encouragement for one to explore their relationship to specific colors and embed around themselves specific colors to uplift their environment and life. This can mean to wear certain colors or visualize colors that serve you in the moment. Although this may sound simplistic, these small changes will harmonize your life greatly, as the color spectrum serve as pillars of impact. And that's interesting because this morning I originally had on a very orange sundress, and they kind of made me feel like, as off key as that sounds, they made me feel like, no, wear gray. Which is an interesting thing because it's not really color. It's kind of like a shade, and I'm not one, I don't wear a lot of black. And so gray kind of reminded me of that, but they were pulling me to that color for some reason. They wanted me to be very neutral today. In addition to the above, this card can represent moving locations, redesigning your interior space, or serving as an indication your life is in need of a major shakeup. It is time to add some spice in your life and shake up your routine. Change the colors to your field and begin the process. And so there's also two parts of this. They have another part that's additional meanings and optional exercise. So the additional meaning is be authentic, self-expression, movement, dance, letting out emotion, shifting, freedom, new opportunities, and art. So I feel like it's interesting, as I said, I don't want to make the readings about me, but they were kind of saying to be very neutral today, wearing this bluish gray, and I feel like what they're asking is that we stay in a neutral state when we are asking for the advice of the ancients, or we're connecting with our starseed family, that they understand that they're like the Pleiadians have a blue aura, and the people from Orion have a certain color aura we associate and things like that. But when we're connecting with that, with the light codes, or we're connecting with the frequencies and the octaves of light, they're saying start from a neutral space. So with them asking me to wear gray today is symbolic to speak about this, that if we wake up right away and we're feeling like, wow, today I'm grabbing the green shirt, I feel like that is them. They're letting us know that is another way that they're sending through the different codes that also can work with our regular chakra system. It doesn't always have to be the expanded chakra system, the 12 chakras or the vortexes. That sometimes it could just be the basic one. So if you notice that you're being drawn to a certain color, obviously move with that pull and ask the star family, the extended family, to bring those codes through. If we're feeling like green that day and it's our heart chakra we want to work with, or we're noticing everything, all the colors, we're working on the internet and green is popping out, or we're noticing that we're being really drawn to green colored foods that day, to go with that. And we will get those codes to help us, to help expand the heart chakra and connect it to the other chakra systems all around us. And so if we're looking for advice and we're not sure, maybe we're feeling very drained, they're saying, or sometimes we're stressed, confused, sad, that starting from the neutral places and allowing those color codes to come through and ask them to connect us, and we will hear the resonant tones. And sometimes what they're saying with the music is that the colors of the music can also inspire us that day to open up to that. We have given it a name here called synesthesia because of a neurological stimulus, so to speak, where certain people can see numbers as shapes and colors, and they hear music as shapes and colors. And so, but we can also tap into that it's just that their neurology is a little more prominent with it, but we can learn how to use that on our own. And so they're saying, starting from that neutral color zone or that neutral zone, if we're feeling very strong emotions, don't necessarily tag that if we're feeling a state of depression, and with brown and black and dark colors, that if we listen to the music and allow it to take us somewhere, that sometimes we are going to see violets and pinks and blues and all different color spectrums that blend together like this. And so pay attention to what's drawing you, because those are giving you indications of the places that we're working on. Whether it's the auric field of blue, which is the throat chakra that we know of. And then there's the great white light, which is the central sun that comes through us. It's that grounding healer. That's a universal light. And some feel like the golden light is from source. And the light of the universe is a very, very bright white light. And it's not something visually that we always experience with our eyes, but it's something that we feel. It's a resonant tone. It's the strongest. And it just washes everything away. It cleanses. And so they're bringing this through today, that they want us to start from the most neutral place that we can find within us. And when we're outside or we're taking pictures of the light codes, to notice, not to alter it as much. I mean, sometimes we do when we're sharing it to bring out certain visualizations, but they're saying pay attention. Not necessarily what's the strongest color or the strongest hue, but what's drawing us the most. And allow the movement from that. Allow us to expand on that. No, I know it seems like it's a bit much, asking what color should we be wearing that day. But that's just another way to practice staying in tune with our higher self. And if you want to extend it out to our star family or our angels or our guides, our loved ones, because they can see a color spectrum in us that is far beyond our comprehension. And they're reminding me, my husband that's in spirit had came through a reading one time and was saying that he's seen the magnificence. He was seeing my magnificence, and it not in the sense of that I am a magnificent person, but the colors, the light. It was something that he wasn't very tuned into when he was here on earth in his physical presence. But now that he is in spirit, he is starting to recognize the magnificence of our auras and our colors and our octaves. And so I thought that was really beautiful, and it brought me a lot of peace to hear that. And so this is what they're saying, that it's okay to connect with them and ask. It's not a mundane thing. It's not a trivial thing to ask. That there's not some greater purpose all the time that has to be sought after, but something simple to expand our practice a little bit every day with connecting is to ask them about the colors. And they'll show us throughout the day everything that's very attention drawing, very vivid. It doesn't necessarily even have to reflect the mood, emotional state that you're in. You could be in an emotional state feeling very agitated, but yet find that a soft pink color is really drawing your attention. It doesn't necessarily mean that the agitation is something that they want to focus on. They may be drawing your attention to the pink color for another reason. And so this is what I'm getting through. It's not a very powerful message today. It's very gentle. They're very, very ancient and very wise, and they don't feel like they're saying they don't have to be dramatic to bring through the message. And so I'm going to leave it at that and say thank you for allowing me to share this with you. All my love, many blessings.